Hi guys, it's Mr. Kennedy. Today we're going to be looking at colonialism. If you see a definition pop up on the screen, be sure to press pause and add it to your notes. Okay, after the exploration of the world took off in the 14 and 1500s, people's attention turned quickly to making money on the places that they traveled to. Among the items that were of the most expensive in the world at the time, spices were something that India had a great supply of. A rather lucky coincidence as well is the fact that English food is extremely boring, while Indian food is spicy and flavorful. Because there weren't things like electronics and modern conveniences at the time, one of the best things to spend money on and get the attention of people like Queen Elizabeth I were offering to spice up things like her food. The year 1500, the British Queen Elizabeth I granted a charter, which is essentially the blessing of the British government, to a group of businessmen who wanted to travel to India for the purpose of routing those spices to Great Britain, but also rule India as a colony. India was poorly organized and was very easy to overtake. At its height, just before the Indian independence movement, the Great British Empire included about 1/3 of the world. As was mentioned during our discussion of European involvement in the Middle East and Southwest Asia, the Big Brother relationships between governments has both positive and negative aspects. They can guide nations when there aren't strong governments already in place and protect you in times of crisis, but they can also tend to manipulate people for their resources and become very rich by exploiting colonies' wealth. Much like in America, people eventually got sick of foreign leadership constantly looking out for its own interests and keeping Indians down, but also paying high taxes to Great Britain to buy the goods that they actually helped create. Eventually, they began an independent movement to reclaim their country from foreigners. Mohandas Gandhi was the movement's primary leader and came to influence many great thinkers, including Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and Albert Einstein. Here are some of the major tactics that he used to end the British domination of India. 1. Using love as a weapon. 2. Nonviolent and peaceful revolution. Number 3. Because India and Pakistan were united during this fight against the British, it became very important to Gandhi to make sure that Hindus and Muslims worked together to expel British influence. 4. Hunger strikes. Teaching his followers that if you can control yourself in all ways, including your appetite, no one else can keep you under the control. Number 5, he also believed in basic education being offered to everyone. Number 6, Swaraj, or the right for communities to rule themselves. Eventually, in 1947, the Indian Independence Act was invoked and the nation became free of foreign rule. 1 year later, Gandhi was assassinated. His legacy lives on as one of the greatest and effective leaders for peace. In the schoolwork assignment for today, you'll have to consider whether or not colonialism is an exercise that is good for a country that is being controlled and how the memory of Gandhi has influenced the world even today.